not going to skip this video. This video makes a lot of this game. So
Grandpa Bill! Grandpa Bill!
What do you want, kid? Go now.
Look what I found. I know it's yours.
Why, this is my old coat. Where did you dig that up? Give that to me right this minute, boy.
But Grandpa, how did you ever come about a gun like that? Tell me. Am I not your grandson, after all?
Oh, all right, boy. I'm way too old to chase you around anyway, you little brat. So be it. I'll tell you about my younger days. But first, fetch Grandpa a clean glass and a bottle labeled whiskey. Yeah, right there. Behind the ashtray.
So as you can see, this game has some flair to it. At the end of the day, Guns and Stories, Bulletproof, is a wave-based shooter, which we've seen a lot of those in the VRs. This one, though, little touches like what you just saw, gives this game a lot of character, enough to just overlook doing a quick pass over, at least. So but just be aware that at the end of the day, again, it is a wave-based shooter. So you got the 2 years ago you wouldn't be able to get away with this, or you would be able to get away with this, and now, like, this is such a bad thing to do. Oh, I'm a baby, whatever. For the purpose of this video, though, I am going to play on baby. Reason being is the game is not difficult on normal or even easy, but it takes a lot longer to get through the same content. As I said, it's a shooter. You are going to be using the triggers on your controllers a lot, to the point where your fingers are going to get tired if you're playing on normal. And even on easy, it's like, okay guys, we're ready to move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and play baby mode, just so we can kind of get through this and see as much as we can with the time that we have. Does not, other than score, it doesn't really seem to make that much of a difference. So what we got here is a fairly interactive menu. I say fairly because you can't move. There's a lot of cool stuff to look at, and that's awesome. But really, you got this thing here, which is your control, or your rather your options. Pretty basic stuff. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. All that. So, and then just whoop, grip it down. This is how the levels are done. So I played through all of this guy, and again, these were all on normal. You still get the 3 stars. It doesn't really seem to make that much of a difference. Really like the level of detail we got going on here. That's pretty cool. And so yeah, there's story, then there's action. Kind of more of an arcade type situation. You can do unlocks and all that stuff. So we'll just play through the story missions, the ones I've already done. If you want to do some investigating into stuff you've either unlocked or seen before or whatever, kind of cool little diaries, if you will. Shut. There we go. Same thing with enemies. Got your book of enemies. You got your credits down there and all that stuff. So we'll take a quick peek around here at some of the decor. Not sure how that axe got up there. So, based on the naming, Guns and Stories, Bulletproof, that would suggest there should be another, or maybe there is another Guns and Bullets I'm not aware of. But yeah, this one, like I said, has the charm. So we'll go through. I'll do this first mission here. Just to do that, just to do it, get a taste, and then I'll do the third mission, which has the boss in it. Eat more popcorn while we're at it. Very important. You can shoot projectiles. You can hit them away with your gun. You do seem fairly hard to kill normally. Oh yeah, and of course dodge.
in the old days, good old Sintown looked way different, Robbie. It was tiny and uninhabited. Oh, but God almighty, how I loved it. You really can't imagine. Everybody here could find work to their liking. It was here that I met my first true love, Charlotte. But most importantly, it was the safest town in all of the Wild West. Until they showed up. These outlaws were wanted in every city of our state. They were real bastards. And their leader went by the name of Fat Joe. In his 30s, this mammoth weighed more than a herd of bison, and you can take that to the bank. He was used to getting everything he ever wanted, right from the cradle. And even after his parents died, nothing much changed in that department. He couldn't let a second go by without munching on something. Ugh, the stench, oh, Lordy. God forbid that you should ever smell such a thing, ever. But, to tell you the truth, I started hating him way before that.
Way before what, Grandpa? Grandpa Bill.
After he kidnapped my Charlotte, and along with her, he took all the other women of Sintown. It was then that I understood that I wouldn't be able to go on living without getting my revenge against that animal.
Dun, dun, dun. So there's your premise. Rootin', tootin', shootin', revengin'.
And so it began.
I'm in baby mode.
Those three I took down right away.
Triple kill.
Grandpa, you've got a glass in your hand?
And a bottle right there.
So you start off with the one gun. This is not an automatic.
Grandpa, were you not supposed to reload the revolver?
Of course not. This is Hollywood, kid.
Grandpa, it looks like you're trying to trick me.
Oh, yeah? Well, no victim, no crime, kid. Grandson, that day my heater lit 'em up like the sky on the 4th of July.
Why, whatever do you mean, Grandpa? When you make jokes like that, I don't understand you, Grandpa.
Oh, don't worry, kid. I stopped understanding myself
Keep on
way
going.
back
Move
when I
out.
was 68.
Move out!
Enemy to your left, kid.
Go, go, go! Move out!
So what we're looking for is to get that to
Down the
100%.
middle, son.
Which, as I mentioned, takes
Double
a
kill.
lot longer on normal
During my younger years,
and even easy.
my reflexes were as good and fast as a leopard hunting his prey.
And that's exactly the reason why you had them 7 kids. Right, Grandpa? Because of them cat-like reflexes?
Did it finally get through to you that no bullets of yours could take me down? Common, come get some of this.
Go, go, go!
Yes, there were so many of them that my barrels were red hot.
Barrels? You said my favorite revolver, not revolvers.
Take a good long look at me, kid. I have 2 hands, don't I? That means 2 pistols, kid.
So we just got an upgrade. Second pistol.
Double kill. Double kill. Double kill.
And this is all you got?
Killing
Cover
spree.
me!
Double kill.
So we're still only at 43% here.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Wow. And why are you so huge? You must have eaten all the Wheaties your mama gave you.
Rampage. Double kill.
Enemy to your left, kid.
Double kill. Triple kill. Triple kill.
Move out!
Killing spree. Double kill. Double kill. Double
Cover
kill.
me!
Go, go, go!
Double kill.
Coming into my town was the biggest mistake you've ever made.
Triple kill. Rampage.
91%.
Move out!
Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill.
And the last enemy was hit. He fell to the ground like a pencil playing a banjo. And they lived happily ever after.
Grandpa, what about Charlotte and Joe?
Oh, all right. Just hand me that next bottle, kid.
So, go back to the lobby here. So that was on baby mode, and that was a good solid 5 to 10 minutes of constantly squeezing the triggers. As I mentioned, normal and the other harder modes are more enemies and they take a little bit more damage. So, as you can imagine, that's quite the wrist workout. So we'll go ahead and skip chapter 2, go right here to chapter 3, just so you can kind of get an idea of the different enemy types.
After
different
3
weapons.
months of stakeouts, I finally found his camp. I grasped my trusty 6-shooter by the handle. But my main weapon that day was my rage. After some scouting, I found Joe's camp. I crept up to the camp and a gunshot noise.
What happened?
That damn arthritis.
Party breaker.
So, same premise.
So,
There's our
who's
percentage.
the wise guy here? Come get some. Come get yours.
Double kill.
Move out!
Double kill. Triple kill.
Do you know how many gangbangers it takes to change a light bulb?
How many, Grandpa?
Not even one. They're all idiots that day. The enemy was rolling like flies come wintertime. It wasn't cold at all.
Cover me!
What I really need is a new gun with a little more sand.
Move out!
And then Joe used his drones.
Yeah, drones.
Double kill. Rampage. Double kill. Double
Wait,
kill.
it was at that moment that I understood that the desert is hot enough. Just the right time for Mr. Shell Blaster.
Yeah.
Mr. Shellblaster? Who is that, Grandpa?
And I figure now's as good a time as any to introduce you to. Just be careful.
Yeah.
He has an explosive personality.
So this is kind of weird. It's like a minigun. You hold it with both hands. Your right arm is like a minigun. Your left hand is like a grenade launcher. The weird thing is, though, that your right hand, if your right handed is back and your left hand is out, so now you're kind of aiming more with your left hand than your right. So.
Move out!
Felt good. That didn't hurt.
Triple kill.
Take it easy, fella. Enough lead for all of you.
Double kill.
Whoever had the genius idea to give you all guns? You're just gonna shoot each other down by yourselves.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Oh, man. At least that's enough to catch my breath.
Double kill. Double kill. Rampage. Double kill. Double kill. Rampage.
Wait a minute. Whew, my hands feel like they're gonna fall off.
Double kill. Rampage. Killing spree.
67%.
Oh, man. At least that's enough to catch my breath.
Double kill. Rampage.
You're so dumb. So, who's the wise guy here? Come get some. Come get yours.
Rampage. Killing spree.
Charge!
Killing spree.
Hey, Fatso. Come out, wherever you are. I just want to talk.
Move out! Go, go, go! Cover me!
Rampage.
Move out! Move out!
Triple kill. Bulletproof. Triple kill.
Felt good.
Double kill.
And so it seemed like the relentless criminal
There he
machine
is.
gave way.
On a Segway.
But suddenly, Joe appeared. You call this a threat? Move your ass, Joe! Move your ass, Joe! Joe, it's time for you to start thinking about your weight. Oh. Firstly, we have to take down the blue drones. Quit stuffing your face again. Your stomach is a just die already. I killed him. He had the pendant of my Charlotte in his hand. But he got to jabbering on and on just before he croaked about how he'd sold the women to slavers. I heard about 'em. I seemed to know how to find 'em. And I kept my way.
See. Yep. So there you go. That's the premise. As you can see, even on the easiest level, there's still quite a bit of work to do. Definitely helps when you get an automatic firing weapon, but at the end of the day, it's a shooting gallery. Wah, wah, wah. But I do want to play through the other acts. I want to see the charm that it brings, and maybe some different enemy types. I want to see some of those other guns, see how those play, how those shoot. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this for what it was. Got some bonus stuff here you can do, I guess. Not sure what you need to do to unlock them, but maybe I'll find out. But anyway, I imagine it's more shooting stuff coming at you, if I had to take a wild guess. A Wild West guess. But this has been Guns and Stories Bulletproof.